Have you ever caught yourself walking through life on autopilot and wondered why your body feels like it is carrying old doors that never fully open? And have you ever asked why some people seem to regain lightness and warmth in their body not through extreme workouts, but through small, strange, daily practices that look almost too simple to matter? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to talk about something that sounds ordinary and even a little funny until you try it consistently and realize your body begins to loosen in places you did not even know were clenched. Tiptoe walking, or more accurately walking with a gentle lift through the heels as if you are walking on the balls of your feet with awareness. 15 minutes a day, not to show off, not to chase some perfect body image, but to reconnect circulation, breath, posture, and mind. And because this channel is about the deeper life behind the obvious surface, we are going to connect this to something bigger than fitness. We are going to connect it to energy in the practical sense of vitality, and also to karma in the sense of habit. Because the way you move your body is not separate from the way you move your fate. Here are the two ideas I want you to keep close as we walk through this. First, the body holds tension like a diary that never stops writing. If you live with worry, if you swallow anger, if you push yourself through exhaustion, your muscles learn that story and they tighten as if they are bracing for impact. Second, small daily movements done with awareness can rewrite that diary. Not instantly, not dramatically, but steadily. And when the body begins to soften, the mind often follows. Then the way you speak changes. The way you sleep changes. The way you react changes. And those changes ripple into the chain of cause and effect that decides what kind of days keep arriving in your life. Now let me tell you a story that will make this feel real. I once met a man who looked fine from the outside. He worked. He functioned. He smiled politely, but he carried a heaviness that you could feel even when he did not speak about it. His shoulders sat slightly forward. His chest looked like it was hiding. His lower back felt tight when he stood for too long. And he had this habit of sighing without noticing he was sighing. Like his body was trying to release pressure that his mind refused to admit. He told me his main complaint was not pain exactly. It was stiffness. He felt like he could not fully stretch into his day. He woke up tired. He felt cold in his hands and feet. He had a strange sense that his breath never went all the way down. Even when he tried to take a deep breath, it felt like the air stopped in the chest. Like the lungs were a room with a locked door. He had tried the usual things. A few workouts, some stretching, massage once in a while, but the relief did not last. The tightness returned, because the tightness was not only muscular, it was a lifestyle pattern, a nervous system habit, a daily posture of bracing. Then one evening, he visited an older relative who lived very simply. The relative was not a fitness expert, not a trainer, just someone who had lived long enough to notice what actually works. The older relative watched him walk across the room and said quietly, "You walk like you are always rushing away from your own body." That sentence hit him harder than it should have, because it was true. He was always ahead of himself. His mind was in tomorrow. His worry was in next month. His regret was in last year. And his body was left behind carrying the weight of all that time travel. The older relative showed him a small practice. No equipment, no gym, no app, just 15 minutes. Walk slowly around the room or hallway. Lift the heels gently. Feel the balls of the feet. Let the calves awaken. Let the ankles move. Let the spine lengthen. Let the arms swing naturally. And most importantly, breathe as if you are welcoming air into the belly, not just the chest. The man felt skeptical. He thought, how can walking change the knots in my back and chest? But he tried because he was tired of being tired. The first day was awkward. His calves burned quickly. His balance felt strange. His feet felt weak. He realized he had been slamming his heels into the ground for years, like he was arguing with the earth. He also realized his toes were stiff. His ankles did not roll smoothly. He had been walking, but not truly using his feet. He was using the ground as a hard surface to push against rather than a living support to move with. After a few minutes, he noticed his breath changing. At first it got shorter because effort increased. Then something shifted. His body started warming. Not a dramatic sweat. A gentle inner heat. His hands felt less cold. His shoulders dropped slightly. His jaw unclenched for a moment without him trying. And that moment surprised him, because he had not realized his jaw was clenched most of the day. That night he slept slightly deeper, not perfect, but deeper. And he woke up with a strange sensation, not of being fully healed, but of having more space inside his chest, like a window had opened just a little. He did it again the next day, and the next. And after a week he noticed something that matters more than flexibility. His mood was less sharp. He was less reactive. He was less easily offended. He could pause before replying. He could breathe before snapping. And this is where the story becomes more than a body story, because your body is the instrument through which your mind expresses itself. When the instrument is tight, the music becomes harsh. When the instrument is open, the music becomes softer. And softer music changes relationships. Relationships change your fate. Now let us slow down and explain why this movement can have such an effect. Most people think walking is simple, but walking is one of the most complex coordination patterns in the body. Feet, ankles, calves, knees, hips, pelvis, spine, ribcage, shoulders, neck, head, breath. All of it is involved. When you change how your feet meet the ground, you change the entire chain. When you walk with a gentle lift through the heels, the calves engage. The ankle joints begin to move more actively. The arches of the feet wake up. The knees often align better. The hips may begin to open. The pelvis may stop collapsing. The spine may lengthen. The chest may rise without force. The head may stop jutting forward. And suddenly you are not only walking differently, you are living differently, because posture and mood are not separate. If you fold inward, you feel smaller. If you expand gently, you feel more capable. This is not motivational talk. This is nervous system reality. Now at breath. When you move on the balls of the feet, you often naturally engage the core more. You stabilize. You become aware. And if you coordinate that with breathing into the lower belly, you begin to massage the internal organs through motion. You stimulate circulation. You invite warmth. You invite that feeling of energy returning. Not mystical energy, real energy. Blood flow, oxygen, nervous system regulation. Many people carry stagnation in the lower body. They sit for hours. Hips become tight. Calves become stiff. Feet become numb. Then circulation becomes sluggish. Then the mind becomes foggy. Then emotions become heavy. Then life feels stuck. And they call it bad luck. But sometimes it is not luck. It is stagnation. This is why so many ancient health traditions emphasize the feet, because the feet are the foundation. If the foundation is asleep, the whole building feels unstable. If the foundation is awake, the whole building feels supported. Now I want to connect this to a spiritual frame without turning it into fantasy. In Buddhist practice, there is a core idea. Mindfulness is returning to the body, returning to the breath, returning to the present, because suffering grows when the mind is scattered across regret and fear, scattered across comparison and craving, scattered across endless mental noise. A simple physical practice like this can become walking meditation because it forces presence. If you do it mindlessly, you will wobble, you will slam, you will tense. But if you do it with attention, you naturally slow down. You begin to feel each step. Heel lifted, weight forward, toes gripping lightly, ankle flexing, calf working, spine tall, breath flowing. That attention is midnificence. And midnificence is one of the most direct ways to transform karma. Because karma is habit. Habit is repeated action. Repeated action begins in the mind. If you bring awareness into action, you interrupt unconscious habit. And the moment you interrupt unconscious habit, you become free enough to choose differently. So this is not only about loosening calves. It is about loosening the grip of automatic living. Now let me share something I have noticed again and again. People who feel stuck in life often feel stuck in the body. They describe it as tight shoulders, heavy chest, blocked throat, stiff hips, cold hands, restless sleep. They can still function, but they do not feel fluid. They do not feel alive. They feel like they are dragging themselves through each day. Sometimes the mind tries to solve this by thinking harder, planning harder, forcing harder. But if the body remains stuck, the mind cannot truly relax, because the mind lives inside the body like a rider on a horse. If the horse is tense, the rider stays anxious. If the horse becomes calm, the rider can breathe. So when you do this 15-minute practice, you are not just exercising. You are telling the nervous system, you are safe enough to move. You are safe enough to open. You are safe enough to stop bracing. And when the nervous system receives that message repeatedly, it begins to believe it. Then the baseline stress decreases. And with less baseline stress, life feels more cooperative. Now you might be wondering, what does this have to do with destiny? Let me answer in a way that is practical. Destiny is shaped by the version of you that shows up most often. If you show up tense, you make tense choices. If you show up tired, you make short-term choices. If you show up numb, you ignore warnings. If you show up irritated, you damage relationships. If you show up scattered, you miss opportunities. But if you show up regulated, warm, and present, you make wiser choices. You communicate better. You notice openings. You handle setbacks without collapsing. You recover faster. And over time, that becomes a different life. So a small daily practice can change destiny because it changes who you are consistently, not who you are on your best day, but who you are on an average day. Now let us talk about how to do it in a way that is safe and sustainable. Not like a challenge, not like punishment, like cultivation. Start small. Even 5 minutes if 15 feels too much. Walk in a clear space, hallway, living room, quiet sidewalk. Keep your steps soft. You are not bouncing. You are not sprinting. You are gently lifting the heel and allowing the calf to work. Your shoulders stay relaxed. Your jaw stays soft. Your eyes gaze forward but not hard. Breath comes through the nose if possible. Slow, steady. If your calves burn quickly, that is normal. It means you have not used this chain much. Do not force. Stop, shake the legs. Walk normally. Then resume. The point is to invite the body, not attack it. Over days, the calves strengthen. The ankles become more mobile. The feet become more alive. And you may notice subtle releases. A hip that feels less locked. A lower back that feels less compressed. A chest that feels more open. A neck that feels less strained. What is happening is your body is relearning how to stack itself. Many of us have lost that because of chairs, stress, phones, and constant rushing. Now here is a deeper layer that people often miss. When you walk this way, you cannot be fully in your head. You have to be in sensation. And sensation is the doorway out of rumination. Rumination is when the mind chews the same story. Why did they say that? Why did I do that? What if this happens? What if that happens? It creates an inner prison. Movement with attention breaks the loop, not by suppression, but by giving the mind a new anchor. Feet, breath, rhythm, balance. This is why many people report they feel calmer after just a short time. They are not calmer because problems vanished. They are calmer because the mind stopped gripping the problems for a moment. And in that space, wisdom can appear. Now let me connect this to another theme that runs through spiritual teachings. The idea of circulation. Not only blood circulation, but emotional circulation, life circulation. When energy does not circulate, stagnation appears. Stagnation becomes pain. Pain becomes irritability. Irritability becomes conflict. Conflict becomes consequences. When energy circulates, the system cleans itself. Inflammation decreases. Sleep improves. Mood stabilizes. You become less likely to create unnecessary drama. And drama is one of the biggest thieves of good fortune. People often think good fortune is about receiving, but good fortune is also about not losing. Not losing opportunities through impulsive speech. Not losing friendships through impatience. Not losing health through neglect. Not losing money through emotional spending. Not losing time through endless rumination. A regulated body helps you not lose, so it quietly protects your destiny. Now I want to share a more intimate reflection because many of you are not just dealing with stiffness. You are dealing with emotional tightness. A tight chest that feels like grief. A tight throat that feels like swallowed words. A tight belly that feels like fear. A tight jaw that feels like anger held back. The body stores these things, not because you are weak, because you are human. Because sometimes you had to hold it together. Sometimes you had to be strong. Sometimes you had to stay polite. Sometimes you had to survive. But what you store eventually asks to be released. And one of the safest ways to release is through gentle rhythmic movement. Not explosive, not violent, gentle. As you walk, you may notice emotions arise. A memory, a sudden sadness, a wave of irritation. Do not panic. You are not doing something wrong. You are thawing. Thawing can feel strange because you got used to being frozen, but thawing is healing. If you can simply notice and keep breathing, the emotion often passes. And afterward you feel lighter, not because you solved your entire life, but because one knot loosened. Now let us bring the Buddhist lens clearly into this. Buddhism teaches that suffering often comes from clinging to an image of self, clinging to control, clinging to certainty, clinging to being right. The body mirrors clinging. A clinging mind often produces a clinging body. Shoulders up, jaw tight, hands tense, belly held, breath shallow. So a practice that invites softness is also a practice that trains non-clinging. Because you learn to release, you learn to let the heel lift and the body float forward gently. You learn to trust balance rather than forcing it. You learn to move with less effort. And moving with less effort is a life lesson. So many people try to live with force. Force the relationship, force the outcome, force the timing, force themselves. And then they wonder why they burn out. But the Taoist wisdom says softness overcomes hardness. The water flows around rocks. It does not smash itself into them. Tiptoe Walking Done gently teaches water mind. It teaches you that you can move without slamming. You can progress without violence. You can strengthen without cruelty. That is profound, because the way you train the body becomes the way you train the mind. And the way you train the mind becomes the way you live your life. Now I want to make something clear so nobody misunderstands. This practice is not a miracle cure. If you have serious pain, injuries, or medical conditions, you should seek professional guidance. But as a general, gentle daily movement, it can be a powerful support. Especially for people who sit a lot, who feel cold in the lower body, who feel stiff in ankles, calves, hips, and lower back. Now let me tell you how the man from the story changed over time. Because the transformation was not flashy, it was quiet, which is how real transformation usually is. After about a month, he noticed his feet felt warmer. His steps felt lighter. He stopped stomping. His posture improved without him forcing it. He began naturally stretching in the morning, not because he read a routine, because his body wanted to open. He also noticed he was less reactive at work. He could hear criticism without collapsing. He could handle delays without panic. He could speak more calmly in meetings. His colleagues began to respond differently. Less resistance, more cooperation, not because they suddenly became nicer, because he stopped bringing tension into every conversation. Then something else happened. He started making better choices outside work. He stopped scrolling late into the night. He began sleeping earlier. He started eating warmer foods. He reduced caffeine, not through a strict plan, through natural inclination. Because once the body begins to feel supported, it asks for supportive things. And then life began to shift. A small opportunity came. A project that required calm focus. He took it. He performed well. He gained trust. More opportunities came. Again, this is how fortune looks in real life. It rarely arrives as fireworks. It arrives as a chain of small doors opening because you became a person who can walk through them with steadiness. Now I want to bring this to you directly, because you might be thinking, I do not have time. I am overwhelmed. My life is already heavy. That is exactly why a practice like this matters. Because it is small. Because it does not demand a perfect schedule. Because it does not require equipment. Because you can do it while listening to a calm talk or simply breathing. And because it gives you something you desperately need. I daily return to yourself. Spiritual growth is not only about ideas. It is about returning. Returning to breath. Returning to body. Returning to the present. Returning to the part of you that is not lost in fear. When you return to Aliyah, become more awake. And when you are more awake, you create less harmful karma. You speak with more kindness. You react with more patience. You make fewer impulsive decisions. You stop creating unnecessary suffering. So yes, a simple walking practice can become a karmic practice, a practice of destiny. Now let us move into the ending reflection with a deeper emotional tone. Because many of you have been living on your heels metaphorically. Heavy steps, heavy heart, always bracing, always preparing for the next hit, always expecting disappointment. Walking with a gentle lift is like telling life, I do not need to slam myself into the ground to prove I exist. I can move lightly. I can move with trust. I can move with awareness. And that message matters, because the body believes what you repeat. If every day you repeat rushing, bracing, slamming, the body believes the world is a threat. If every day you repeat gentle lifting, breathing, and balance, the body begins to believe the world is workable. Not perfect, but workable. And when the body believes the world is workable, the mind becomes less afraid. When the mind becomes less afraid, it becomes more compassionate. Because fear is what makes us harsh. Fear is what makes us selfish. Fear is what makes us control. So reducing fear through the body is also a path toward compassion. And compassion is one of the strongest forces shaping good fortune. Because compassion softens relationships. Compassion builds trust. Compassion creates supportive conditions. Compassion brings you help when you need it. Now let me share a personal style reflection in the tone of this channel. I have had days where my mind was loud, where worries piled up, where I felt stuck and heavy. And what helped me was not more thinking. It was returning to the body, walking slowly, breathing, feeling my feet, letting my shoulders drop, letting the jaw soften. And suddenly, I could see my problems with more space, not because they disappeared, but because I stopped gripping them. And when you stop gripping, you can finally act wisely. That is the real gift of this practice. Not only loosening curves, loosening the grip of the mind. So here is your invitation. Try it for 1 week. Not perfectly, just sincerely. A few minutes a day. 15 if you can, but even 5 is a beginning. As you do it, do not chase results. Do not demand miracles. Just observe. Notice warmth. Notice breath. Notice mood. Notice sleep. Notice how you speak. Notice how you respond. You might discover that the tight places in your body were connected to tight places in your life. And as one loosens, the other begins to loosen too. Now, I want to hear from you. Have you ever experienced a simple physical practice changing your emotional world? Have you ever noticed that when your body opens, your mind becomes kinder and your life becomes smoother? Share your story in the comments, because your experience might be the permission someone else needs to start. If you want more long-form teachings like this, subscribe to the channel. Like the video if it gave you a practical doorway into mindfulness and self-cultivation. And if you want to support the work, comment, share, and join the memberships so we can keep making deep, grounded content that connects body, mind, and destiny. Until next time, keep walking gently, keep breathing, keep returning, because sometimes awakening begins not with grand speeches, but with one soft step that changes the way you meet the world. Every person carries a certain energy. Your focus, your dreams, your purpose. Bracelet is a physical reminder of that energy. Symbol you wear daily that pushes you to stay grounded, balanced, and aligned. If one of the bracelets caught your eye, you can order it through the link in the description. And check more powerful styles on our homepage store. Choose the one that strengthens your journey.